Unfiltered Gems. It's the podcast. Y'all, hell. I'm starting this podcast on defense, man. No. What up, though? You said you had something to tell me.
Boy?
You said you go, no, man. I'm honestly, okay, look, I'm not really trying to flash you. I'm not. But, like, if you can see, like, there's, like, I have gauze kind of coming out my shoulder. If people are watching on YouTube, you kind of see. I'm really not trying to show the titty. I promise. I'm wrapped right now. So thanks for asking about my weekend, Hale. I'm just gonna volunteer because I ain't here for you right now. I'll ask about your weekend in a minute. And actually, producer Sarah's back with us. I need to know how her Dubai trip, and we got to make sure that the people know how the Dubai trip were. So Sarah, just get ready. You about to
How the Dubai trip was?
Yeah, how it was. What?
Go ahead. Why you all wrapped up, man?
I'm not playing with him. Okay, I'm beat up. Hale. Okay, not that you care. I'm beat up. But I had quite an amazing weekend. But I'm going to work backwards. Yesterday, I had a little mini high school reunion up on the slopes. As the kids were saying, I was shredding the gnar, baby. And it was great. Just also want to give a Black History moment. Shout out to Zeb Powell. Black man, locked up, killing the X Games right now. Just so you know, black people are everywhere. And they killing it. And I was doing great until a white man cut me off.
Wow, the story I was not expecting.
That's what happened, though. I was born to do it. I was going so fast. I was like racing my homies out. Shout out to everybody that was there. Aram, David, Jen, Morgan, Drew, Mercedes pulled up with a little pregnant self. She didn't board. She was just there with, the child. And so just like, yeah, man, that was like a whole crew of mine from high school. And now they're some of them with significant others. And it was great. But no, like I ate shit, yo, at one point. I was doing great. And then I wasn't, but I did like 4 runs after that. The body's still great, but man, we are recovering.
Feeling it today?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then was it Saturday? Went to LACMA with Victoria. Went to the museum. Man, we saw a dope Interscope exhibit. That's dope. And Dr. Dre is one of those, so we saw a lot of Dr. Dre art. That was cool. We're gonna talk about Super Bowl a little later. And then Friday, shout out to Noma and my crew over Kaylin and Mikey and Saba and Sedge, and we had Noma curated a charcuterie board party. So everyone had to bring a different style board. Kaylin brought like a dim sum board with fried rice, and Saba brought a dessert board. Mikey brought like a Mexican board spread. I handled the Jamaican style. I made like plantains, you know what I'm saying? I did jerk wings. I did some festival.
So that's what you posted on your Instagram with the candles.
Yes, it is.
Gotcha.
Yes, it is.
You was pulling off some kind of Dr. Love. You were in the mood for the dating special type of thing. I was about to get
Sir, did you not read? It said Noma threw a charcuterie board party.
Man, well, that's what I get for tapping through those stories too quick.
Yeah, you should read, Hale. You should read. Work on it.
Oh, that sounds dope, though.
So how was your weekend, Hale? Talk to me.
Oh, it was good, man.
Tell me nice things.
He's stupid. I just relaxed. Got a massage this weekend, which is always nice. Well needed. And then I just really chilled, bro. Really chilled. Just reflected a lot. Oh, I went to dinner with the family, which was nice.
Hell yeah.
Had a good, nice steak dinner at Ruth Chris.
Oh, yes.
Place is amazing.
It's delicious. I love Ruth Chris.
Yeah, bro. Just a lot of reflecting. Thankful for all the blessings that I got going right now.
Come on,
that good stuff. So yeah, man. Yeah.
Yes.
Really grateful right now.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, got a lot to talk about today for sure.
Boy,
a whole lot to talk about.
Boy, do we. It's Valentine's Day week. You know what I'm saying? Or it's like technically it's next Monday, but like, it's it's definitely the season. And that's just my segue, nigga. We got a dating special. So I hope y'all are watching on YouTube. Thank y'all so much. We're going to be getting in to some of your responses this episode to, I guess, one of the larger questions, one of the more controversial questions that was asked in the first installment of the dating special. But can you be pro-black and have a non-black partner? We're going to get into it. We got some audio from some listeners. We got some messages from listeners. And it's great. So we appreciate y'all for listening. Hale, tell me something. What you got to press me about? You said you got to press me.
I don't got to press you about nothing. I was wrong. I thought I was going to press you about that whole candlelight dinner, and just like you, I fell on the slopes.
Hey, shit a little bit, huh? Hey, bitch your ass a little bit, didn't you?
So that's what happens when you get a little too prepared.
Yeah, that's what you get, don't you? Oh my God, I'm over here on defense, like you said. I'm gonna get him during the intro. He was talking, yo. When I tell you, Hale was telling Sarah, I'm about to get Malcolm in the intro. Oh, calm down, Sarah. We got to talk to you, sis. It's good to have you back. Brian and I were solo last week. You was not with us. You was all the way on the other side of the world, all the way over in Dubai and other Qatar somewhere. Sarah, how are you? Where you been?
I am so glad to be back. I didn't think I was going to make it, but I did.
Wow.
So glad to be back in the land of the unoppressed. Just kidding. I'm really kidding. No, it was actually really good.
Nice.
Weather was great. People were great. Food was awesome. Got to do, every night was like a party over there.
Yeah.
I swear. Like you move there and it's just like it's ladies' night 2 nights a week. It's, Taco Mondays or Mexican Mondays. They have like all these specials at restaurants like every night of the week. And I'm like, okay.
The videos had me a little jelly. I ain't gonna lie. When I saw the yacht videos, I was like,
I was about to say she's sending videos on yacht parties and
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, you didn't have to stunt. So that's just a simple way of us saying that Sarah found a man, y'all. Rich boyfriend
all the way out in Dubai.
Out in Dubai. You know what I'm saying? He was paying for, boats, yachts. You hear the luxe life that she lives. So, fellas, if you're looking at courting Sarah, you might get to know Sarah in maybe our last installment of the dating special. If y'all trying to court her, I just hope that you come correct.
Yeah, because love is in the air.
And baby girl likes yachts.
Yeah, she likes yachts. Yeah, she's very, very, very expensive.
Female business owners. So that's how we put it out here.
Oh, man. Well, look, we have an amazing, amazing show planned for y'all today. Thank you so much for being here. Wherever you're listening at, in the car, in your home, with your family, with your friends, with your loved ones, we appreciate it. Hale, if you would allow us, you ready to get it started?
Let's get it.
All right, man, let's do it. Unfiltered Gems, the podcast. Your boy, it's Malcolm Alexander, of course, joined by my brother,
Ryan Hale. What's up, y'all?
At Unfiltered Gems podcast everywhere. Make sure that you guys are subscribed to us on YouTube so you can be watching us right now. What up? Thank y'all for being here in your homes and all that kind of stuff. Of course, if you're on YouTube, you're watching the dating special. That's where I want to go next. Almost screwed up the transition. Dating special. I can't wait to get into talking about it later on in the show.
Very, very.
It's been great.
Different opinions on that. Yeah, but it's been great.
Oh, man. It's been awesome to roll it out, man. Really, thank you guys, everyone, for engaging with it. Not only, I mean, it's been really cool. People are like, Malcolm asking the controversial questions. I'm like,
right.
I hope the next two don't disappoint. I hope I'm controversial enough.
It's controversial for them.
Yeah, exactly. No, Mom is good.
She's really good.
The next episode is
really good.
Whoo, there's some stuff there.
She
Ladies,
keeps us on our toes for sure.
Ladies, turn it up. That's all I'm going to tell.
Yeah.
Ladies, turn it up.
Good. It's really good.
Fellas, it's for us too, fellas.
Yeah.
But ladies, turn it up. Turn it up. She got something for you. I want to start off tonight talking about the month that we are in, man. Happy Black Futures Month. Black History Month. I already shouted out Zeb Powell. I should make it a point every episode just to shout out a black person that's probably doing something that y'all wouldn't even think that black people do.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But black people out here, we doing everything. Everything. We do it. And we do it well. We do it so exceptionally.
Very true.
But I want to start out with whether or not we even celebrate Black History Month. There was some really, really cool words said by T-Pain recently that I want to kind of get into real quick. Hale, if you want to tee this one up.
Yeah, T-Pain had some very interesting things to say when approached by none other than social media's favorite news show, TMZ, in the airport. He's getting ready to take off, but they approached him about, as some of you may know, on the start of Black History Month, some HBCUs got some bomb threats, so they were closed down at the start of Black History Month. So they started off talking about that, but the conversation led into how white people can support and celebrate Black History Month. And this is what T-Pain had to say about that.
For how white people can properly celebrate Black History Month the right way.
Stop celebrating it. I don't think we should celebrate Black History Month. I think we should just have a history. I don't think they overshot it. We don't want our own shit. You're separating us again. we want to be part of history, not just 1 month of it. Like, we want to be part of history. Don't celebrate 1 month for us. I'd rather everybody stop celebrating that shit and just let us be part of history and not just, y'all get paid attention to for this the shortest month of the year.
hey, 28 days, that's true. That's true.
I love it. I honestly do. I love that they grilled Morgan Freeman 10 years back. I think white people especially love to hang up black people for just talk about black things. And I think when that like pops someone who's not black's mind, like, what do you mean you don't celebrate Black History Month, black person? They are so shocked.
Yeah.
And without really understanding the context of how much of a fortune cookie Black History Month is.
Mm-hmm. Literally.
How much of just another capitalist jackpot, bro. They putting African tribal symbols on candles and selling them at Target and saying Black History Month. Like, no, man. We
selling
deserve
shirts at Target with black fist on them and everything, man. Yeah.
The Black Lives Matter collection.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're right.
On your streaming platforms, you put your Black History Now sections and thanks for uplifting. All we could really ask is that you uplift black creatives, but don't just do it in the fucking month of February.
Yep.
And stop treating our culture as a piece of FUBU, as a piece of Sean John, and not saying that those aren't amazing black-owned brands, right? But stop wearing us like we are a T-shirt, like we are apparel.
Exactly.
Wearing our culture, wearing our voices like it's a tattoo for you.
Mm-hmm.
We're not your Pokemon card. We're not your collectible. And I think that's why I see what T-Pain's saying. I even heard what Morgan Freeman was saying. Pretty much any black person, most times when they say, let's stop celebrating Black History Month, it actually all comes from a similar spot of like, why can't you celebrate us all year round?
Exactly. And what he was saying is 100% on the money. Like, you overshot it, white people. Y'all overshot it.
Yes.
Like, we didn't want just the shortest month of the year, if anything. And we didn't want our separate history to have to be told in schools and things of that nature. We just want to be a part of history. We want you to tell our story just like you tell the stories of the white war heroes and the white inventors and the white creatives. We want you to tell our stories because we are a part of history. If anything, America was built on the backs of black people. So we
definitely.
Yeah. We should have our story told in the same amount of with the same amount of passion and creativity like they do in any other history class or any other class throughout education period. And not just in education, but we see documentaries on different things and all that good stuff. We need to have that same kind of impact in black history as we do in white history. And I get what T-Pain saying. It should just be history because at the end of the day, that's exactly what it is. It's just history.
Well, I mean, but that's my hang up with critical race theory. Like, why are we branding accurate history? And it's like, I understand it, right? And I believe in it, right? I get it. The term it's not a new term. It's been around since the 60s and 70s and all, right? But the way Democrats use critical race theory or how we're letting white liberalism like monopolize Black History Month as if it is a collection at your white-owned establishment, right?
Right.
It's your branding it as something that it is, but at the same time, it's history. Black people is everywhere, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And yes,
and we ain't going nowhere.
And we ain't going nowhere. We are everywhere, y'all. And that's on period. Like, it's just, we are everywhere and we've been everywhere. We've been a part of history since the beginning. We invented this shit. We really, really did. And so, look, I'll be over it. It is what it is. Y'all know what you're doing, man. Like, but I will say, in honor of Black Futures Month, and Black Future being indefinite and ever-changing, I always want to uplift black creatives.
Yeah.
Man. So I'm if you guys know black creators in your vicinity, people around you, not just us, but other black creatives, uplift them this month. That is what you can do. You know what I'm saying? If you have if you're black friends, and not just your one, God, I hope not you're only one, but if they have businesses, if they have merchandise, right, buy it, support it.
Yeah.
Don't just do it this month.
100%.
There's just a few ways. Uplift your black creatives, man.
100%. Bro.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, speaking of supporting black creatives and black art in general, a lot of art dropping from one of our favorite black celebrities, Kanye West, this month.
I'm sorry. Wait, was that a segue? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, Kanye got a new documentary on Netflix coming out, dropping Donda 2. I know how much you love Donda, so definitely wanted to one day kind of bring that to your attention. But more importantly, I wanted to touch on how Kanye and Kim have invited us into their homes recently and into their co-parenting struggle, if you shall, with Kanye's recent tweets and Instagram post on how upset he is about, what was it, North being on TikTok and Kim not reaching back to him about having the kids come to his shows and all of this stuff. So what are your thoughts on that, Malcolm? I know Ye is your boy.
Pass. Hell, we're going to take a fucking break. I'm not doing this. We are not going to segue from Black History Month to talk about fucking Kanye and Kim. Hell no. Complete. I have zero fucking thoughts. Complete pass. Unfiltered Gems. We're going to take a break and we'll come right back. Love is in the air, y'all.
Is it though? You'll be the judge as you watch our new 3-episode dating special premiering in February.
I've been shooting my shot in the DMs lately. Losing battle.
We are getting into the good and probably the bad of dating. It's going down exclusively on the Unfiltered Gems podcast YouTube channel.
So learn your lady's way of communicating.
Trust me, you don't want to miss it.
Unfiltered Gems, we are back. My name is Malcolm Alexander.
And I'm Ryan Hale.
At Unfiltered Gems podcast everywhere. Do the subscription thing wherever you're listening, and make sure that you go to YouTube and do it as well, so you can be there every week leading up to Valentine's Day. It's V week, but you know what I'm saying, leading up until next Monday. It's V week. But we do have our dating special, 3-episode special. You guys have been so gracious in showing love to this. The first one we had, we have another one this week by the time you're hearing this podcast, and then we have another one coming the week after, man, and great conversation.
You said V week. It's more like Mrs. B week, because we got the legendary Mrs. Brinkley on.
Oh yeah. Oh,
the newest episode,
man.
So
man.
yeah,
I was seeing where you're gonna go with that. I was like, B week.
Yeah. Oh no, nigga.
Look, well, but perfect segue to say more news from someone I could care less about talking about at this point. Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
I'm really over it. Right? There's a way that people have his name in their mouth, despite the fact that I am incredibly upset every single time. But I think I've tuned out of just.
Same.
Joe Rogan just represents a certain part of like, so I don't know, this liberalized white patriarchy that I just don't care. Like, it's just like Joe Rogan just epitomizes I got black friends, I'm aware, I do UFC and I meditate too, and I'm I question the vaccine, and it's just like he validates a part of white male fragility that is. It's not even scary. It's just so boring. It's so high school jock to me.
Yeah,
and if that's, it is what it is, man. Like, there's been a few interviews that I've been there for, and like, dope, brother. Like, cool, man. You got some cool interviews. Like, but the videos surfacing. I guess I'm not shocked at the whole. And a lot of what we're talking about, the reason that he's in our mouths again. Just like last week, but this time a video surfaces this week. A beautiful compilation video, if you will. Scotty Beam shared it. Is when I saw it.
Same.
But it's pretty much just a compilation of all the times that he just used the N-word and hard R. N-word at that. And all times, in the middle of a story. Multiple times. Multiple times.
And he's just a problematic white guy who has a big platform, sadly, like many white people we know. White celebrity, should I say. Because like you're talking about, the compilation video of him saying the N-word obviously surfaced over the weekend. Lots of people are commenting on that. But then he went out and put up an apology video to that compilation video stating why he was saying that word.
to justify it.
As to justify why you said it. Like,
it was
like
jokes,
we were gonna,
that was telling a story.
Right,
like, it
right.
makes it.
Like, we were just going to watch the video, but you know what, Joe?
You know
are
what,
so
Joe?
Right. Malcolm, he was just playing.
He was just playing.
He was just calling us Planet of the Apes because he was in Philadelphia in the
hood.
That
one, when he said that, I said yes. Exactly.
What?
Exactly.
Just ignorant. And
all of you think that like that you're so woke, or that you're so progressive. It's not even woke. Like, it's I'm progressive. Again, I got black friends. Like, Dave Chappelle's one of my best friends, so obviously I can say nigger just flagrantly, and it's fine.
Oh, and because I'm a quote unquote comedian, I can repeat when Richard Pryor uses it, or when Red Fox says it, like you said.
What? I saw someone on Twitter say, you know what, I'll bite. Tell me a funny Joe Rogan joke. That's what I like. I love that he's a comedian. He really be going, who finds this man? Like, who goes and sees him? Like, I would love, like,
I didn't even know he was a real comedian, to be honest.
No, he is. He
does stand-ups and all this stuff?
He be doing 2 nights in Texas with Dave Chappelle, apparently.
Get out of here. Wow.
But but anytime Chappelle performs, and I know Joe Rogan probably takes a similar place where a lot of people do lately, where they lock up the phones. So it's almost like I want proof.
Yeah.
I want proof. And for reasonable reason, I don't have it because everyone has to lock their phones up.
Exactly. Because if we just going off of him being funny off his Spotify podcast, he's not funny to me.
No, he's not.
Saying the N-word as a grown white man who understands the meaning behind this word. You're not that ignorant, Joe Rogan. You understand the meaning behind it, why you can't say it, because you stated that in your apology video. So you understand it. So if you're that ignorant on this big platform, you're just creating more chaos for black people, essentially.
Yeah. And I wish someone would open his eyes to that. I don't know who's looking out for him in that regard. But again, he's so sure that he's got it together. And again, that's a lot of white men of that ilk. But
who would he even listen to open his eyes at this point? Like, he's got it all. He's rich. He's got the Spotify deal. He's got a podcast that people literally want to talk about every single day. He's all over social media.
Yeah.
Why? And you're traveling with Dave Chappelle. Well, why would your eyes need to be open? Why would I want my eyes to be open?
But again,
just flat out
of that ilk. Yeah. White men of that ilk, like that's what I'm saying. It's like, and if you have enough black friends in your vicinity, black men in your vicinity, especially, but then if you even lucky enough to have black women in your vicinity as a white man, it's like if you have enough giving you like it's Joe, stop, don't read the comments, don't worry about it.
Right,
you're gonna go on and just be rich. You're not gonna, and that's what it is.
Yeah,
if enough folk give you a pass, right, at you being able to choose violence with language, with your words, with your outlook, with your perspective, then you're gonna see nothing wrong with this right now. You're gonna find ways to defend it and justify it. But that's 100%. How that's how white patriarchy works, and that's why we're in this system. It's normalized for us. There's even gonna be more stories about this same phenomena later in this podcast, right? A quick teaser for you. You know, man, it's wild to me, man. I'm really over it. I want to talk a little bit about another Joe. This one more about Sleepy Joe. Hey, I'm a master of segues, man. I promise you. But guys, man. It behooves me once again, our president of these United States, so much so that at this point I'm confident. And I'm just saying, y'all, be prepared. Be ready for 2024.
Oh, because Trump come back?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he come back.
I'm proving more and more again that, like, Dems don't have a fighting chance at the next election. Dems don't. And, my God, man. Where do we start? I'm just going to call this whole segment presidential news. Because there's just commentary on just a lot of fuckery from the president.
Oh, man.
I want to start first with him cracking down on making sure that we fund local police departments. When already there is proof, especially here with an LAPD, that increasing funding for the police does not decrease crime.
Right.
And we've seen that across multiple places within this nation.
Yep.
Right?
100%.
Also, I just want to point out the simple hypocrisy of it all. When, again, your campaign trail is about supporting local municipalities, supporting local people,
communities,
public health, communities. But now you are with arming the police with even more funding. And then also cracking down and they're going to pass another gun rights bill. I know that. It literally looks like an early 2000s, late 90s crime bill all over again. And Joe at the time was a huge proponent of that.
Right, back in the day. Yeah.
It's scary, man.
It is scary. It is scary. And then him, obviously we've got Joe who has stated that he's gonna appoint a black woman to the Supreme Court, since there was a recent retiree from there. And to that, I just say, yay.
What? Why is it so lackluster? Because that is my look. Representation matters.
And it's huge. I mean, the first black woman to be on the Supreme Court. I'm not trying to knock that at all.
But again, I'm tired of it because I feel like that's Kamala. Great, we have a black woman vice president, but what is she doing for us?
Exactly.
Like representation, and maybe that's the whoa.
Yep, bro. I feel like, and I had a conversation with my guy Rob Hunter the other day, and we were talking about this.
Rob, what up, brother? That's my man.
That guy. But we were talking about that, and he was just saying how sad it is that politicians use race, and they're just pandering it. Mm-hmm. Really, they're 100%. Just pandering black people, especially.
Yeah.
And he said that he heard somebody say like, the recent Michael Che special, how he was saying that, you know, black people don't really vote for Democrats. We just don't vote for Republicans. You get what I'm saying? And that's legit how it is. Like
oh my God, yeah.
We're just stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
And then the Democrats,
100%.
They don't really care about us, if we're being honest, because we've seen that through history, and we're seeing it right now. And it's like you're just wanting the black vote.
Mm-hmm.
You're wanting to use
got
the black
Hoffa in my bag. I'm like Beyonce. Remember when Hillary said that? Biden said, if you ain't really black, you don't vote for me. Like, I feel like we talk about this all the time, but again, I think it's just really, really frustrating. And again, a phenomenon that stretches from Joe Rogan and here to Joe Biden, when again, it's like all that's maintained at the end of the day is the status quo.
Yeah.
It is, at the end of the day, white patriarchy and those systems have a way to be upheld.
That's why I think it's so important to embrace your community, your local governments more. I'm not saying don't vote for the presidential election. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying it's that much more important for you to vote in your local elections, because those communities, those local governments, you have more of a connection to. Those are the people who actually make decisions for what's going down in your communities and your schools and your parks and your systems and things around you. So that's why it's that important, because the more black and brown people we get in there, the more we can kind of have, hopefully, people that relate to us and kind of see our viewpoints and see what we need as a community. And then as a whole, we can kind of push society forward that way, because it doesn't look like we're getting it from the top trickling down. So we might have to do it vice versa.
And it never has.
Yeah, it never has. It's not shocking. That's why I said, yay.
Yay. Yeah. But to the incredibly well-qualified black women that are upon some of the potential, God bless them. And it's amazing. I love when we're qualified, and I really do sincerely hope that means something for change and for the better as far as the criminal justice system is concerned when it comes to black and brown people.
Right.
I really hope. Hope I really hope it does. But again, representation is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
But it's also based off optics.
True. And by no means am I saying that we should not celebrate whoever she is that is finally appointed. We definitely should celebrate her, because that's an amazing accomplishment. I mean, it's history in itself. So she herself deserves to be celebrated. But I'm not about to celebrate Joe Biden, because this is a deal that he made with the South Carolina congressman before he even got in the White House.
Yeah. So it's not a win for Joe, and only time will tell if it becomes a win for black people. You know,
exactly.
Yes, it's going to be great for young black people to see, like, oh, someone in that place.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if it doesn't come with any incentive for us, and especially in the present, when right now everything that our president promised and our vice president promised on the campaign trail is just slowly being ripped back and honestly being catered to Republicans. Like, if all that goes away, then it's like, what is there left for us? Because once again, we're lied to, man. Yeah,
we've got Democrats in the own party. We've talked about this a couple episodes ago, voting against things that will help black communities. So, like, they don't.
Moderates aren't helping. Moderates aren't helping. They never have.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, guys. Okay. We gotta. Do we break right now, Hale? Is it break? Is it break time?
No, I think we need to dive right in. Let's keep our conversation on race going. And talk about more controversial topics.
We got to shake off the nastiness. I'm excited for this next segment.
Yeah. Let's go into this with the right.
I was like, let me come down. Y'all, like, the vein comes out. If y'all on YouTube, y'all get to see. I'd be angry talking about white patriarchy. I really do.
Oh,
it's these systems that just have me, just have me upset.
100%.
Okay. But systems that just have me feeling controversial. And conversations that I actually really, really do enjoy having. And again, thank you guys to everyone that has been engaging with us on our social media as we have been rolling out our dating special. Okay. Working title patterns. Still, we're in between as per usual. But look. Only place to watch it is going to be on our Unfiltered Gems podcast YouTube page. So make sure that you're over there if you aren't there already and you're subscribed. That way you can catch every single episode when it comes out. Like I said, leading up until we're going to do one 2 days after Valentine's Day as well. So we have one this week and then we have one coming next week as well. Okay,
correct.
But a large conversation that was pulled, a large talking point for. You people listening and watching, was our conversation around interracial dating. Hell, how have you enjoyed the controversy that's been stirred up?
It's been very, excuse me. It's been very interesting because, and Malcolm, you know this, when we shoot stuff like this, whether it be a dating special or podcast episodes or even going back to when we shoot Mental Notes Live episodes or OTB episodes, you don't think about people in your circle necessarily when you're talking about this stuff. You're just talking and you're having a conversation as it's happened. You know, you want to make the conversation as genuine as possible. So after releasing this episode, I forgot how many black people I knew that don't have black partners. You get what I'm saying? So I was like,
the woodwork's like hitting me like, hey, and I was like,
yeah.
Oh, I wasn't talking about you.
Right. Literally. I was like, oh. It's one of those,
Wait a minute. I wasn't trying to. No. I just.
Exactly.
See, I wasn't the controversial one. I simply asked the questions. Y'all know that. I'm here
to stir the pot.
Ask the questions. I stirred the pot, but I ain't here attacking nobody.
I just forgot how many people I knew that like that, and it doesn't change the conversation. Like, people were still genuine and honest with how they feel, and people have been, just like those people I know that don't have black partners are. And it's all about perspective, and you know, for some people, or for many times, perception is reality. So that's why it's beautiful. It was a beautiful question because everybody has different opinions on it. So
and
obviously,
like
I said,
really sweet answers too. Like everything was really nice. Like and even us even trying to introduce it all, you know, risque and everything. It has been one of the kindest conversations that I think we've been ever been able to have thus far on the podcast, and it's been really dope.
Definitely. Yep. So I got a couple people who said yes, you can be pro-black without having black partners. Somebody said.
Some people said no as well.
Yeah, some people said no. One person hit me up and said part of being pro-black is understanding the importance of loving your own, meaning loving your own people.
And let's let's shout them out. And hell, you read a few, and then I also want to know from you, and I think we need to share how we personally feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
That question as well before we probably get into some other audio we might have.
Definitely. Let me find one other person here that commented. I know our brother, the good brother from Capers Clothing, said absolutely, yes. He's married to an amazing woman who just happens to be white, so a non-black partner. But amazing couple. They're doing amazing work for the black community and have been for years. So amazing. But he obviously said, yes, you can be pro-black. He talked about his wife, Rachel, and how she has supported, or first off, understood where he's from and try to understand his background, being from Africa and different things like that, and supporting his business and helping together push that vision forward. So he obviously believes that you can be pro-black, and that's an amazing testament to that as well. So very interesting.
Yeah. Hell, how do you feel? Can you be pro-black and have a non-black partner?
Well, I said it on the show. For me, I would not be someone who plans on marrying somebody that is not black. But I do believe that you can be pro-black and not have a black partner. Because like I said, I know lots of black people who, what's the right word I want to use? I know a lot of black people who don't have black partners.
That laugh was.
I just want to word. I want to word this.
No. But say what's on your mind. Say what's on your mind, Joe Rogan.
Okay, stop it. Don't compare me to that. Don't stop. Look at you. We talk about Sleepy Joe. Now you getting sleepy over there, talking foolish. No, I know a lot of black people who don't have black partners who are still pro-black, that are still pushing the movement forward. Like I said, I just mentioned Kafers, who has a clothing line that literally supports black communities, that literally supports businesses and different things like that, and pushes the community forward. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I know people who are doing that. But like I said on the episode as well, for me, I just don't believe that a non-black partner can fully understand the black experience. So that is one of the reasons why I don't think it would be a good match for me personally. I think it would be very, very difficult, especially when it comes to raising a family and speaking out on the platform that I want to create in the future. So that would be tough for me. But like I said, everyone's perception is their reality. If you feel like you can do that and you can work like that, then that's in your own lane. I'm not going to say that you're not pro-black, though, if you don't have a black partner. Yeah. But I can't say that my eyes are not raised at times when I do see black people who don't have black partners either, if I'm being honest. So it's always a fine line, because we want to say, should I say, and I'll speak for us, Malcolm, because we've had conversations about this. We say that we want to support the black community and black families and stuff like that. And what that looks like at the end of the day, when you talk about black families, is two black people. If we're just being honest. And I'm not trying to be a Dr. Umar here and say you and your white wife not invited to the barbecue. But
y'all can definitely come. She just better not put no raisins in the potato salad.
I'm just saying, if we want to look at the black family and uplifting black communities, that does start in the black homes, and that does start with two black parents usually. Yeah. So that's what I look at. That's where my foundation has come from. That's what the foundation that I want to continue to push forward for the generations to come after me. So I'm not gonna attack somebody and say you can't be pro-black, but I will say that for me, we will be all black. I'll say that.
Yeah. I just think, and it's very similar to, I think, probably what a few listeners have said. And again, we're gonna get into more. We'll play some audio from somebody in a minute as well, but like, I think you can be pro-black and have a non-black partner. Yeah. That partner just has to be committed to a high degree of anti-racism and dismantling of whiteness as itself, right? Even when you referred to K versus wife, you said who happens to be white. Right. Like, it's like, I don't have a lot of white friends. I have friends that happen to be white.
Exactly.
They are aware of their privilege. They're aware of their whiteness. They know how to assure that it is never weaponized in spaces that we are at. And I know that that's like a lot of responsibility, but like, oh my God, welcome to responsibility as someone who living a racialized experience. And I feel like that's what is lost with white fragility, right? That's where it comes from, is this just like, oh, not feeling like I shouldn't have to behave this one. No, it's like, yeah, actually, because we've had to cater to these environments, right? So it's about a layer of safety. It's an air of being able to speak and be supported, right, and be understood and not just looked at as an other, you know. So 100%. I think you can. I also think that the blackest thing you can do is create a large black population and black family, and luckily I am very attracted to black women as
love them.
Yeah,
I love them.
So
love black women.
Yeah, so like it's not like it's gonna be like, oh man, it's hard to
right.
It's not gonna be a challenge
tough
for me.
Yeah,
so tough. It's not a challenge. But again, that truly is nothing against people that do choose partners, right? But again, I gave the caveats, and you can be right. Hey, I'll tee it up, man. We do have some audio messages, right? We always want to encourage.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we had people who were shooting over comments, like I read already, but we're also shooting over. Not shooting over comments. We're leaving comments on the videos. We're shooting us over DMs on our Instagram, but we're also sending us over some audio messages as well. And one of those messages came from one of our listeners who had a lot to say about this and elaborated very beautifully, if I may add. So tee that up, Mo.
All right, people. I'm up and I'm at it. So let's get to it. I will say you can be pro-black and date a non-black person so long as non-black does not mean white. I said what I said. If you want explanation, feel free. All right, so I'll continue because that was kind of rude. So what I mean by that is there is a kind of simple racial understanding between racial groups in that if they are not white, they have probably experienced or understand some sort of firsthand racial consciousness around oppression and marginalization purely on the grounds of race, where white people do not have that and will never have that because they always hold power. And because they always hold power, then the person you are in a relationship with, if they are white, there's always a level of power that they have over you simply because of the racial difference. However, when you look at history, the way it's always worked is that the person that is in power, all interest always shifts towards them. So all that to say, if you're with a white person, they have power in every instance, whether we want to believe that or not. But in every instance, socially, that white person has power over you, around you, above you, whatever. And ultimately, your interests will have to meet their interests, which are white normative interests, which are oppressive, period. So there's that. Not to mention,
so I love.
Never mind. I'll leave that. Yeah. With the caveat, I want to throw this in because this is important. There are also other layers within this racial bubble that can make people who are not black white supremacists also. So sure, you may be dating an Asian person and they may have some deeply held beliefs about black people and may be very much aligned with anti-black rhetorics. And that is the truth. Same for Latinx people, same for Southeast Asian people, same for anyone from anywhere, because people don't like black people generally, broadly, globally, right? So there's that. I'm not saying that it will be perfect, but the likelihood of understanding and arrangement and alignment with black needs and interests are more likely with a non-black person who is also not white.
That's my dog.
Go ahead, man. I mean, like you said,
That's
it's your
my dog,
cousin.
man. That's my cousin, man.
A lot to say.
Man,
he had a lot to say,
baby. That's my dog, man. I want to uplift black creatives. As I said, I just want to shout out the fact that that eloquent man also had one of his first pieces of art featured in an art gallery again, a piece of his own art featured for his first time in an art gallery over the weekend. And he's just been killing it for Black Futures Month. So please, @call me Kane on social media. Don't worry, even if y'all disagree with him or you want to press him on that, do that. He can handle it. Hard body. Yep. But also, again, he broke it down in a really beautiful way, man. Like, that's my very well-educated, very well-spoken cousin, man. That's fam. And him and I have had these conversations just for years, right? Talking about white normative ideologies, right? How ingrained in them they are, even as black people or people of color or anyone that could be listening to this, right? There's so many things that we think are normal, right? In that we only, when you kind of wake up, you just kind of start questioning, like, well, why is this, right? So it is an interesting thing to question. I think that's what Get Out even was a dissertation on, if you will, right? Of how the other person in the relationship can still always have power, can still take you out of your divinity, right? Depending on the partner you choose.
That's true. Yeah. He brought up a lot of good points. And again, it's just your perception is your reality. So it's tough, man. It's tough because I know a lot of black people that say, like one of them that I read, like, you can't be pro-black if you're not loving your own. And some people would combat that and say, I'm still loving my own people. My wife or my husband or whatever the case may be just happens to not be black. So
and again, I think having the conversation is just important because I worry about mostly are going to be the children, right? and how biracial children have to almost choose a side. And of just knowing of how like there is this like, I kind of have to choose a little bit, and that can get really dicey. So I think if you're in a house that is pro-black, that is committed to anti-racism, even if there are non-black people in the home, the children, the offspring, the next generation will be better off. Right? You're committed to anti-racism. You're committed to denouncing privilege and assuring that black voices are heard and black bodies are raised and uplifted. Right? It's different. I hate a white savior complex, but again, we have people who happen to be white that are raising black children, and they're and the children are growing up black and pro-black at that. It happens. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens. It's going to happen more, especially if we have these conversations, right, that give non-black people a chance to question their place in an interracial relationship.
Right.
I think it's healthy, man. And again, I thank everyone for listening and commenting and engaging and doing all that stuff. It's special.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We got some more Unfiltered Gems podcast on the way. We'll be back after just a very, very, very short break.
Do you like incredible musical performances and engaging conversations? Well, we've got both of those things for you right here at Mental Notes Live, the talk show focused on giving you tools to grow your faith, mindset, and progress. Hosted by yours truly, Ryan Hale. Be sure to follow us everywhere on any social media platform at Mental Notes Live, and go catch up on all of our previous episodes by visiting mentalnoteslive.com. Unfiltered Gems, we are back and at it. For the people who do not know, my name is Ryan Hale.
My name is Malcolm Alexander.
Yeah, and as Malcolm has already stated, be sure to head over to our YouTube channel if you haven't already and hit that subscribe button, and go ahead and check out our first episode of the dating special on love languages and interracial relationships. Amazing conversation that we had, and got another amazing one coming up this week with Malcolm's amazing mother. So can't wait for you guys to see that as well. But let's get into one of Malcolm's favorite topics, sports ball. And let's talk about what took place on last week.
Man.
That in a way is almost overshadowing the upcoming Super Bowl. And that is former Miami Dolphins head coach Brian Flores, who has filed a civil lawsuit against the NFL, the Dolphins, and a couple other teams, I believe, for racism and discrimination when it comes to their hiring practices and some things that he dealt with the Dolphins. And so how this all came to play is because Brian Flores, who was shockingly fired by the Dolphins after going 500 in this past season, was interviewing for head coaching jobs. There were several open. And he had an interview set up with the Giants. And the historic coach, Bill Belichick of the Patriots, happened to text him because he used to coach. Brian Flores used to coach for Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick texts him and congratulates him for getting the Giants job.
Yeah, texted the
before
wrong
Brian Flores. Right? Yes, before Brian Flores even interviewed for the job. Brian Flores says, "I haven't had my interview." Bill Belichick says, "Oh my gosh, I meant the other Brian." Or AKA the white Brian, who ended up getting the Giants head coaching job. Shortly after that, the lawsuit came to play, and it's a full lawsuit naming a bunch of different allegations against his former team. The Giants, of course, with their interview, a team he interviewed for in the past, the Denver Broncos. So lots of different things that are being discussed. And, of course, the NFL and the Giants came out to say that Brian's lawsuit and his statements are completely false. There's no merit to it at all. There's no racism. There's no discrimination. We're just hiring the best people for the job. So, Malcolm, what are your thoughts on all this, man?
I'm glad you asked an authority in sports like myself. What do I think about? Let's, again, be honest. I think I've said the same headline before. Known racist organization is accused of racist practice. I'm shocked. Confounded. I feel bamboozled, hoodwinked, led astray, run amok. The whole nine. No! What? Obviously. And it's been this way. The entire NFL is a gatekeeping organization for whiteness.
Mm-hmm.
In white power. It's what it is. And I know I take it back every single time, but I was reminded of it recently. Once again, with the whole Kaepernick situation, we lost, y'all. They've been looking for Jay-Z signing with them, right? And what did that do for the organization? There was supposed to be funding that went to a lot of these players, local organizations. The organizations are saying, yeah, we really haven't seen it. Right? All Jay had to say was, I think we're beyond kneeling, and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed in the NFL. I'm not shocked. I'm bored. It's the same story over and over again. I feel sorry for Brian Flores. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, how many other black coaches are there now in the NFL? One? Chargers.
Just
right?
one.
Chargers. Right?
Well, no.
Oh, no.
The Steelers. Mike Tomlin. But actually,
owners or coaches? I'm talking
coaches, bro.
Coaches.
There's only one black head coach for the Steelers. But
Then
there's actually now two. Actually now two as of us recording this podcast, because the Texans just hired Lovie Smith, who was a former NFL coach. He used to coach the Bears back in the day as well. So he's back coaching. He's a black guy. So he's back. And so there's now two black head coaches in the NFL. It's a shame, man. Like you said, I feel really, really bad for Brian Flores, because if we saw anything from the Colin Kaepernick situation, this could be Brian Flores's, or this past season could have been Brian Flores's last time on the NFL sideline.
Yeah.
So in that respect, it's sad. But I was watching Higher Learning with Van Lathan and Rachel, and Van said something that reminded me that, man, I guess I'm with you on this, Van. He said that I'm disgusted because I'm a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite as well, Van. I'm a hypocrite too. I love football. I love NFL specifically.
Yeah.
Those that know me, I'm a huge Cardinals fan.
Yeah.
And what's sad is the Cardinals are named in this lawsuit as well. We fired a black coach after one season. And it was a disgraceful season, but it was also a disgrace that you fire a black man after one season, and he hasn't got a head coaching job since. So it's sad to me because it's like, I love the sport so much. I love watching the game so much, but then it's like, man, they're not uplifting my community. You get what I'm saying? They're treating us like we're stupid in a way. They know that we can't boycott this sport because it's so huge. 70% of the players in the sport are black. We watch the black players mostly.
Like, it's not going to happen. There was no way that we were ever going to protest. Like I applaud Kaepernick for what he did, but there was no way. And I think that's just what's
yeah.
Like, it just feels like, it's just a loss. Like, it's just a loss.
Yeah.
Again, we're like, because again, even though you're a fan, like you watch every single week, we're still about to talk about halftime. Like I can't even act like I still don't consume some of it. I'm guilty.
Oh yeah. I'm guilty. Yeah. It's just tough because I'm thinking to myself, what do I want to happen after this lawsuit? Yeah. Being a black man, being a black football fan, like, what do I want to come from this? Like, yeah, it's going to be awesome if they settle with him like they did Colin Kaepernick and give them some huge lump sum of money. Yeah, it's going to be great for him because he's probably going to be set for life if he isn't already.
It's
but
bullshit.
But it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. Yeah. I don't want to keep seeing this every 10 years. The Rooney Rule, which people should know, is stupid in my opinion. It's just a rule that says they have to interview black or brown people for these coaching positions. Like but as we see,
like X amount, right, for within hiring or whatever.
They just got to interview one, I believe. Just one every hiring round. Yeah. So, but like we've seen, there's still only, like I said, now 2 black head coaches in the NFL, and the Rooney Rule has been here for 19 years now. So it's really not helping. You get what I'm saying? And the Rooney Rule, if anything, is just giving them excuse to say that they interviewed a black face, and they still weren't good enough. And they keep moving the goalposts. First, the black man has to be a coordinator. Then he has to be an offensive coordinator. Then he has to do this. Then he has to do that. But all of these black people are checking off all those boxes, and they're still in the same position.
Hell, so my question to you, man, it's like, how? I don't even know. Like, I feel like it's almost biased to ask like a real NFL fan. Like how do you change it? Because again, like we're circling back, and I feel like the NFL has had to have had a reckoning. We thought it was coming with Kaepernick. What does that look like for it to change? I've always said it would take a mass similar to the NBA, or I'm not saying it happened with the NBA, but similar with any at least NBA and NFL are the two very black dominant large sports in America, right?
Right.
I always say if the black players had a mass exodus into a black owned league,
that's so much easier said than done, though.
yeah. Well, I imagine. Like I'm not saying it would be easy, right? But it's just,
especially because we've seen, I want to say 1 or 2 white-owned football leagues in the last 5 years who have started off to not even combat or rival the NFL, but just to try to give fans more football after the NFL season, and they haven't even lasted. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if these white-owned organizations can't even uphold it, I feel like it would be even harder for us to have a black-owned football league.
But see, I feel like it would, especially when you put celebrity power behind it. Like, imagine if Jay, instead of we're beyond kneeling with the NFL, just said, fuck it, like, title, but like title sports. Cool. You get enough celebrity endorsements, like you get enough black, and I'm not saying black capitalism is the answer, but if you get enough interest from, you do celebrity interest, and then on top of that, imagine if all the best players suddenly, boom, we're in this league.
It's good in theory, bro. It's really good in theory.
If we are what the people are coming to watch, like imagine there was no black players to watch on Sunday.
But I think what you're missing is, that's what I'm saying, it's good in theory, is because, again, it's going to come down, at the end of the day, it comes down to dollars and cents, sadly.
Yeah.
Like, there's not, even though it's 70% black, lots of these black players, and I'm not saying they shouldn't, but lots of them care more about the money than making a statement. Mm-hmm. Hence why we only saw a few people kneel with Colin Kaepernick for the whole season. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they were worried about feeding their families and not getting cut and not having their contracts renewed and not getting released all of a sudden like Kaepernick did. You get what I'm saying?
The players wouldn't fumble a bag.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to a black football league, like, those contracts most likely are not going to match up to what they're making in the NFL or what they could make in the NFL, especially with the new TV deals that come out in the NFL and all that good stuff. Like, the market for black players is just going up. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, Patrick Mahomes just made some stupid amount a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, over $200 million, over $200 million contract. So it comes down to dollars and cents, sadly. That's why I don't think a black-owned football league is necessarily realistic. But, I mean, the only thing that I could hope for coming out of this lawsuit that could actually create some real change is that somehow there's some legislation or changing in the hiring practices of the NFL, whether that be changes of the ownership, changes in management, because I guess ownership is not realistic, but changes in the upper management, something that can help us change how the hiring process is going so that we can see more black faces on the sideline. But
yeah, man,
we'll see. It's going to be very interesting.
Well, what we will see for sure is Super Bowl. Unfortunately, again, hypocritically talking about hating this organization so much, and then we say, well, let's keep it in sports. Let's keep it right here in the arena. Better yet, let's keep it the biggest game of the year, the biggest game of the entire world. Talk about Super Bowl. More specifically, talking about halftime. Really interesting. Again, NFL just going to continue to use black faces to, show that it's down. They just added Janae Aiko. She's going to be singing. Mary, they going to be singing.
I did not see
what's
that.
the black woman country artist? I forget her name. Nikki Guyton, I want to say. Nikki
Country.
Nikki Guyton, she's singing the national anthem, I think, too. She's getting the big one. And I think Janae's singing America the Beautiful. Mary's singing Lift Every Voice. Because once again,
okay, they're singing before the game, not at the halftime show.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
got you.
Before the game. Yeah. I'm sorry. I mentioned halftime show and then talking about black performers.
Yeah,
but again, I think probably just to say, look at the NFL slapping more black faces on like a Band-Aid.
Sadly,
yeah, I see you. I see you, and I'm tuned in clearly. Tell me, where are you gonna be watching the Dr. Dre Bowl from this Sunday? Hell,
that is actually still to be determined. I do not know yet, which is rare because usually I already have that locked in, but last minute things have changed, last minute invites, all that good stuff. So I don't know where I'll be watching it. For sure, I'll be locked in.
Of course.
I'm not sure exactly where, but I'll be in front of a big TV somewhere.
Yeah. You got the Rams
winning,
What about
right?
you? You got the Rams winning?
Absolutely not. If the Rams win, it'll be another Sunday ruined. And we'll just kick off Monday.
All right. So naturally, y'all, look, we're gonna put the poll up. This is more to troll Ryan more than I'm actually. Don't get it twisted. I'm in LA or that I give a shit about this game and who wins. But
Stupid.
LA is turning up this week, and let me tell you, because I'm moving through LA Thursday.
Oh
to
yeah,
Sunday.
they're definitely going.
Oh,
crazy.
LA's going crazy. So much so, I got to tell you about some of the concerts that got announced in the area. Like literally right up the street from me. I'll tell you off air because I can't have people know where I'm going. But I'm so pissed because I'm like, damn, I got to be there now. And so yeah, I'll be at Super Bowl shit all weekend. You know what I'm saying? I'll be watching. I'm still getting my plans together. There's like a few parties. I'm like, I don't know. There's like, but I want to be around some folk, COVID safe and shit. I'll be wearing a mask and whatnot. I did my thing for safety. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be around the energy, and I'm really hyped for the halftime show, which leads me to ask you, Hale. We talking the halftime show, baby. I'm hyped. This Sunday, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, only getting one song. Yeah, we told y'all. Snoop Dogg.
Dog.
You know what I'm saying? Look, my only prediction, right? You make predictions about who gonna win. You make the projections. You do that. I make projections about the halftime show. You know what I want to see? Did I say this last week? No, I didn't. We didn't talk about halftime show last week. You know what I want to see happen? Dr. Dre knows about not knows about. I said it's like he's some magician. One of the viral moments that Dre gave us in the past decade, right, was Tupac in the hologram cello, right?
Oh yeah.
It'd be real interesting. Who's not on the bill for this is Ice Cube, right? And the politics of the NWA and all that stuff. Yo, I'm just saying, we in LA. Rams gonna win. It's Dre Day, baby. It'd be dope to see NWA reunite with an Eazy-E hologram. That's all I'm saying. That'd be tight. Just for one song. And if they really knew what they was going to do, and I doubt that they're going to do it, I'm sorry, with all the white money in there.
They're not doing F the police.
I was like, if they came fuck the police.
They're
not
doing that. They're not doing that.
Look, you was right there with me. Imagine it coming on. But what would be so hip-hop? It would be so NWAs if they did it anyway. Like it wasn't planned. You know what I'm saying? Just the hologram shoots up like Michael Jackson at the first. I said the first Super Bowl. There was no Super Bowl show before Michael Jackson. Right. There wasn't. I'm ignoring. The first Super Bowl halftime performance. The Michael Jackson one.
Michael Jackson.
It's gonna be easy. Just go boom. Yeah, bitch. I mean, like, and he just go like bam, and like they'll be like, did this hologram just fuck up our whole system? That's what I want to see happen. That's what I want to see. That's my prediction. That's what we about to see.
Oh my God.
On Saturday. But hell, I want to ask
That's
you,
hilarious.
man. It's gonna be wild. You know what I'm saying? The halftime show. All the halftime shows always are. We look forward to it every single year. It's always a global spectacle.
I don't really look forward to them usually.
I don't know. Well,
this is one of the ones in the last few years that I'm looking forward to the most, actually.
So we got to talk about our favorite halftime
really
shows, or ones that we gave a fuck about, or maybe gave the least amount of fucks about.
True.
I also want to know.
I can do both.
I want to do maybe who did you think was going to be like complete shit, but then you kind of turn out and were like, damn, they actually gave a good show. If you have any of those too.
Okay.
You
want to start there?
Let's start there. If you have one in mind. One that you were like, I could care less to see this halftime show, but then they fucked around and was just like, damn, it's kind of cold.
I'm not going to say I could care less because I do like his music.
Yeah.
But I was hesitant because of, and this might give it away, but because of his past Super Bowl fiasco.
Oh, you talking about Timberlake?
Justin Timberlake. Yep.
I
did enjoy his though.
I didn't like it.
I liked it.
I didn't like it. I thought it was so weak. I thought it was
Did
so
you?
weak. Oh yeah, and I was hyped.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I liked Timberlake, but I just thought it was like, yeah. I thought it could have been better. You know who I think about in the like, I wasn't sure if it was going to be dope, but it kind of changed Super Bowl. It changed. I think it really, in the same way that like Kanye changed like pop music and like hip hop in the early 2000s, as far as just what we expect out of a Super Bowl show. When the Black Eyed Peas did their Super Bowl show, they used technologies that we still use to this day, I think, kind of for the first time. And I think Black Eyed Peas gave us one of the like I said, and I went into it as a kid I was, but by that time they were super, super poppy. We were all like, we don't like,
right.
I think everyone was already over the Black Eyed Peas, but they just gave like they came down from from the sky. It was just a really fire performance. And I remember that. But I gotta know.
Gotcha.
Your favorite, and then your least favorite.
Dang, least favorite is probably tough because there have been so many that I have literally just left the room for. That's tough. Favorite for me is easy. My favorite Super Bowl show. It's two. But I'm going to give the slight nod to Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars is my favorite one that I've seen so far. Wow. I really enjoyed Bruno's. That was a really, really good one. After that would have been Beyonce. So those two are my favorites. I like Beyonce's a lot. Least favorite is tough, like I said. Because there's so many I have not watched.
You just be dipping out on them.
If I'm not looking forward to it and then I see the first song, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'll go grab some food or something. I'm cool. Tell me when the game's back on.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, bro. Like, The Weeknd's to me was trash. Did not enjoy that at all. Was not a fan.
And here I am loving his new album, but the performance was weak.
Yeah, was not a fan.
Oh, was not a fan.
Maroon 5 was trash.
Was terrible.
Yeah,
was a horrible.
I'm trying to think of anybody else. Oh, I know you really like Lady Gaga's, but
Gaga's was cold. Gaga's was cold. Gaga's was great. Gaga's a fucking performer. Gaga's a star. Fuck up out of here.
Gaga's a star.
Gaga's a star. That's a performer.
What do you think about J-Lo and Shakira?
I'll be really honest with you. This is going to feel like a slight stunt. I was on my way back to the States from Cuba, and I caught some of it as it was starting, and like I put on some highlights from it, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. That's cool. Like she did her
That's
little
what I thought too was all right.
She did her
looked good
strip routine like that. Yeah. That's cute, J-Lo. But like J-Lo's controversial in the black community, and I'm always on the side of blackness, so it's like You know what I'm saying?
All right, favorite and least favorite
for me. Well, you said in our lifetime, but I'm sorry, I grew up like having the footage of Michael Jackson's Super Bowl.
Okay, well, clearly Michael's is the best one.
Well, you didn't say
it. I'm trying to say in our lifetime. In our lifetime.
Okay, fine, Janet's.
Okay.
Like, despite the rip,
I know.
Like,
hers was good.
Hers was
incredible. I you know what's crazy is rewatching it when they showed the clips of her performing in the Janet doc. I was reminded how good hers actually was.
It was so good. You already know.
But she was a beast performer though.
Yeah, I mean, incredible performer, right? You already know. Beyonce's was just, and I'm not gonna lie, like my favorite moment too was the fact that it wasn't even Beyonce's Super Bowl that she premiered Formation. It was Coldplay's.
I know. That was crazy.
Yo!
Yeah.
So by default, Coldplay has one of my favorites too, because of Beyonce. Coldplay knew damn well they're like, we ain't gonna pull it, so let's bring out Beyonce and Bruno. And remember they battled at Coldplay's halftime show. I was like, my man knew. He was like, Chris Martin.
All the help they can get.
He knew. He was like, look, we gonna need we're gonna need some backup on this global stage. He's like, Coldplay cold as hell. No pun intended. But oh my God. But no, like that was just a moment. Like, yes, Beyonce's a Destiny's Child. Like, and I remember being at Cronkite watching it on the big screen. Like the Beyonce. We were there together. Oh my God, bro. Like, no. Yeah. And I think that's why it's always gonna be one of my favorites, because that was like a moment too. You know what I'm saying? We was there. It was big. We was on that big screen. Shout out to the alma mater. But
yes, sir.
Oh my God, but bro, like, it was just great. And Destiny's Child popped up, like, and I was losing it. I was screaming that whole place, and they knew it. I monopolized the whole First Amendment forum.
I was losing it.
I lost my whole damn mind. I cried. I went to heaven. I saw God. God's a black woman named Beyonce. Like, I knew it. Okay, like I saw so it. Stupid. I tell you, it was amazing. My least favorite, Katy Perry's. Thanks so much for listening to Unfiltered Gems.
Hey, speaking of alma maters, fun fact: ASU's band played for Katy Perry's Super Bowl halftime performance.
They did. Well, because it was in Phoenix. Like I was.
Yeah, it was there.
We was around for all the Super Bowl stuff.
We saw the Roots.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Excuse me. That was my favorite Super Bowl. worst performances Katy Perry's. The Roots. I'm gonna call that Super Bowl the Roots Super Bowl. And Quest gonna hear me be like, "You said the worst, nigga." Like, no. It was the worst Super Bowl halftime show, but Roots had the best performance of the weekend for me. Yeah, man. It was,
didn't even perform in the stadium.
Didn't even perform in the stadium, man. I saw them in a parking lot in Phoenix, man. It was a parking lot at the time. I think they got a
and it hit.
Yeah, and it hit. It was that was what I was talking about, man. So we're super excited. I will say, you know what else is hitting? Our dating special. Because I'm the segue master.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. So, make sure you guys are subscribed. Put these back in my holsters. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube, y'all. Okay, that's how you get a chance to watch the dating special, man. 2 more episodes to come. By the time that you're hearing this podcast, it might already be out by now because we drop it the day after we drop the podcast. So if you're a day one listener to the podcast, you got to wait one more day. But if you're listening to it right now, go head over to YouTube, baby. Unfiltered Gems Podcast. Make sure you are subscribed. Thank y'all so much for the subscriptions and the hitting the bell for notifications and all the good things that you're doing because we see the numbers are showing. You're sharing it. Share it with your friends. Ask your thoughts.
Share it with your family.
Share it with your family. Ask your daddy you don't talk to a lot. Ask him how he feels about interracial relationships.
Okay.
You don't call him enough anyway. Stairs is a good.
You sound like Everest commercial.
Yeah. Hey, you sitting at home.
You ain't doing nothing.
You ain't doing nothing. Might as well call your mama. You know she think about you, and your stank ass ain't called in 3 months. Share the dating special with her.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, look, no, but really, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys for listening. For Unfiltered Gems, my name is Malcolm Brinkley.
And I am Ryan Hale. Be sure to follow us at all the social media platforms.
I just said Malcolm
at
Brinkley.
Unfiltered Gems Podcast.
That's so weird. Take it out. I really just said my whole name. I was like, golly. No one ever does that. That's interesting.
Oh my god.
My name's Forrest Whitaker.
Be sure to follow. Be sure to follow us on social media. At Unfiltered Gems Podcast. Hit that like, follow button. All of that good stuff. And per usual, we'll see you next week. Me and Forrest, we'll see you guys next week.
See you, folks.